Well, hello everybody. Welcome in. How are we all doing today? Hope we're having a lovely day today. Um, we got Chels in here with the first. Let's go. Welcome in, Chels. Welcome in, everybody. How are we all doing today? Oh no, nobody caught the alchemy. What is an alchemy? I don't even know what type of Pokemon that is. That's crazy. Anyways, today we are doing fun things. We're gonna start with our devotional, and then we're gonna be playing some Mech Arena. Um, it probably won't be a long stream just because I'm super tired and I had allergic reaction to things earlier, and so I think I need to go to bed earlier today. But I'm here. I do feel better after taking Benadryl, so that's good. But yeah, allergies are no fun, you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So we are doing our 25 days of Christmas devotional. So let me pull it up. Hello. There it is. Okay. So day 1 was hope. Day 2 is promise. That's what we're going to be talking about. Promise today. So Micah 5:2 says, "But you, O Bethlehem, are only a small village among all the people of Judah. Yet a ruler of Israel will come from you, one who origins from the distant past." So Bethlehem was a small and overlooked place, yet God chose it to fulfill his promise. Christmas reminds us that God's promises are certain even when they seem unlikely. So we have 3 questions and answers, and then we have a short little prayer. So, what promise of God encourages me the most? So, He will never leave me nor forsake me. He's never going to leave you. That is a promise that encourages me, and I hope it encourages you guys. So, number 2, how does Bethlehem remind me of God's ways? So, he values the small and ordinary. Just like it said earlier, it was a small little village. You would never expect Jesus to come from there and use that place. And so he values the small and the ordinary. Alex, welcome in. Hello, hello. It's so good to see you. And again, also yesterday I don't remember if I thanked you for following, but I appreciate you. Welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely day. And then question number 3, where do I need to trust in God's timing? So, in waiting for prayers to be answered, a lot of times we're in waiting seasons, and a lot of times people just sit there. When you're at the door waiting, you gotta at least do stuff, serve in your church and continue to pray until God answers your prayer, whether it's a yes, a no, or not yet, later. Just make sure that we're waiting in his timing, because his timing is different than ours. We are in a world that is so fast, 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 get it now, let's go, and his timing's different than ours. So yeah, just wait in his timing. So the prayer for today is, God, we are so thankful that you keep your promises to us, Lord. Teach us to trust you even when we cannot see the outcome. Help us to continue to look towards you, Lord. Help us to value the small and ordinary things, the small details in life, Lord. And the fact that you will never leave us, Lord. You're never going to leave us. You're never going to forsake us, Lord. And you do keep your promises. So we stand firm on that, Lord, and we just look towards you, Lord. Help us to wait and not just sit there and wait, Lord, but let us be active in our action towards waiting, Lord, for whatever answer that you have for us. Lord, we praise you, we glorify you, and we lift you on high. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Woo! Let's go. Amen. Amen. So that was day number 2. We're gonna be doing day number 3 next, which I'm super excited about. Whoops. Usually I do a little bit longer devotionals, but I just felt like doing a little bit shorter, for whatever reason. But they're sweet. They're to the point, and I'm super excited to do these 25 days with you guys as well. And like I said, if I'm not live on here, I will still post them in Discord. So if you guys are not a part of the Discord yet, join so you can get more devotionals. You'll get updates on when I'm live if I'm not live because of health issues. We have a great community over there. It is a mix between people from TikTok as well as on here on Twitch, and I'm sure some people from YouTube have joined us as well, but it's mainly Twitch and TikTok community over there. But we love it. Discord is awesome, and I would love for you guys to be a part of it. We do devotionals, we do Bible studies, we do movie nights every Saturday night. So if you guys are interested in movie nights, uh, go check out the Discord. Be a part of the family outside of live streaming. So you'll get updates on what I'm doing when I'm not live, which is always exciting. So, okie dokie, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our game. And today we're playing a new game, guys. We have never played this on live stream before. It is called Mech Arena. You can download it on the phone as well as on PC. As to help you out. If you're gonna be wanting to download it on PC, I would suggest that you download it on mobile first, and then when you're signing up, you're gonna go to connection, and then while you're on the mobile, there's gonna be a section here that says to like join or add a Polarium account. You're gonna make a Polarium account first on mobile, and then you're gonna go to connections and download this on your PC, and then sign in through the Polarium thing that you made through your mobile. If you don't do that and you install this, you're not going to have fun with trying to figure out how to do it, because it's just going to make you a random new account. So if you want to play with your account from the mobile, make sure that you do it first on there to make the Polarium account in connections, and then download it onto your PC so you have your actual account. You don't want two random accounts, so this is Mech Arena. Basically, for those who have not played it, you have these mechs that you get to upgrade, and you get to add pilots, you get to add different weapons on it, and you get to upgrade them. There's also things that you can do, like special crates that give you a chance to get legendary mechs, which I'm so sad. We need to try to get more of these today, because I would love to pull this. So if we could pull this on here, that would be amazing. So what we're going to do is try to get 350 and try to pull this. I already did it twice, you guys, and I didn't get it. And the first time I did it, it was like one away from pulling, and I was like, no. So we're going to do that. Also, Revoco's not too bad, but that's 30k. So if we do get enough, we're going to try for that one as well. These are somewhat easy to get if you're doing tournaments, but I'm going to talk you through. We're going to play each thing, and I'm kind of going to explain it today, because it's just easier, and then you get to learn how to play. So you get different things. You get to claim rewards from you have the shop, which you get free things. They always have a little free up here, so you're gonna have to scroll over all the way over, and then click the thing that says free, and then you get things. You get tickets, you get credits, you get little tickets to be able to upgrade your guys and your weapons and everything. So it's nice to receive those. You have other things, like if you have enough of these, you could go and buy other things. I don't, but there are like different things you can do. And then also, dependent on if you want to do this or not. Surge is there for $8.99, or you can do it for free and get him for free right now. So let's go. So yeah, for those who do play it and you're wanting to learn how to play it, I'm gonna teach you guys today, because some of you guys are still figuring out why you're not getting better in ranks. So this number is important because it goes up. Now, my brother was here and he wanted me to play with him, and he's a much higher rank. And so, whenever you play with those people and you lose, your rank goes down. So just be careful with who you're playing with, and make sure you're playing with people around the same division that you're in, because it's going to help you get up faster, from my experience. So yeah, so make sure that you're doing all the free things and claiming all the free things that you get every day. They'll show up on these things and show up where they're at, so you can get free things. Also, when you go to the gears, this is super important. See how it has different tiers? So right now I'm at tier 3. I'm trying to get to tier 4. And in order to get to tier 4, you have to complete this. See how it says 22 out of 24? So I need to get 24 out of 24 in order to go on to the next tier. This will help you with levels and getting better mechs and stuff. So you want to make sure that when you have the money to be buying that tier stuff, so you can get on to the next level, basically. So but yeah, he's right now is what you can get when you sign on every day. And then, like, obviously the more tiers, the more it goes up. So it's pretty fun, pretty cool. So we're aiming for tier 4 right now. You also have weapons as well that you do as well. See how it's 22 out of 24. So I need to be getting some of these as well, but you just got to get a lot of the money and stuff to be able to upgrade and all that. So it's very helpful to upgrade your weapons and your mechs. That is more important than actually going to the gear hub. Where is it at? This updating. It's more important to do that than to go here and do this and actually upgrading this way. Unless you're using this all the time and you want to upgrade and you're happy with, like, the weapons it has, you're happy with the pilot and all that stuff. For instance, this one, I have Nova, and I can technically upgrade this more if I want to, or I can do the weapons or upgrade her as my pilot. You can actually buy different pilots, and these things right down here is super important. So you want this down here, for instance, her. See how she has this down here under info? You want your weapons to match that. So I'm trying to get different pilots that match the weapons. Like this one does not match. I like him, but that does not match that. So I want to try to get a pilot that matches whatever weapons I use. So yeah, that's how you do that. Now we're going to be talking about tournaments. So I have not entered a tourney. We're going to probably do that, but history, this was the highest I did. I did it November 25th through December 1st. I got Master 16th, 5 out of 5 deathmatch. I could have done better, but I didn't continue on with the tourney. So, obviously the higher you go, the higher bracket you go. So, when you battle, there are different things. Control point clash is kind of like when you're playing Red versus Blue in Halo and you're playing King of the Hill. You want to, you know, obviously get your opponents, and then you want to claim your areas and get points. Tournament is free for all. Basically, you're getting them, the other people on the team, and then obviously dependent on the time and all that, you want to go up higher in brackets, which I'll show you soon. 5 versus 5 death match, hanger, showdown. You got onslaught, team match, and then custom matches that you can play with your friends and everything as well. I think hanger showdown, or one of them. I think it's hanger showdown that you can do only on PC. I may be wrong, but I think so. But we're gonna focus on the tournament today, and maybe some control point clashes, because doing both of these will get my division higher, so I can go in with better divisions. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. Like I said, it's gonna be pretty much a short stream just because I'm not feeling well from food allergies, but I just wanted to show you guys this. So Tuesdays will most likely be shorter streams just because it's dependent on how I feel, honestly. I gotta be honest with you guys. But look, I got my Zevia. Woo! I don't like this flavor, but it's free, so you can't complain. You're at tier 3? Let's go! So, that's awesome. Also, you guys, if any of you guys are actually interested in playing, I have one spot for someone who's interested in playing. You get things and I get things if you accomplish divisions. So we want to get to division 6, 3, and 1, okay? And you get fun things, and then you can refer your friends as well and get them to play. This is actually a really fun game. I'm not sponsored, but if you want to sponsor me, Mech Arena, go ahead. But yeah, so if anyone's interested, I will share this in the chat later. So if anyone wants to, you can join and even play with me. You can play with your friends, which is super fun. I play with my brother and my dad a lot. So, okay. So we're going to go to battle. We're going to start the tourney. I haven't had too much experience playing on the PC, but I heard it's a lot easier than the phone. So we're going to see how we do. We will see. Like I said, I'm not used to PC and playing this, but it's basically red versus blue. And you want to, nobody saw that. Whee! Okay. Definitely take advantage of this. Just finished one and heading there. Let's go. That's awesome. So this guy's gonna bother me a lot. How do I even get up there? I'm gonna find him. Well, I don't know how he got up there, so. Unstoppable. Oh yeah. Ooh, let's go. Oh yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing? I got something in my teeth. Or like food. I can't get it out. Okay. Ooh, we got third. Okay, so now that I did one of the turnies, see how it says 1 out of 6 heat? If you go up here, hold on. I moved up the brackets. Nice. Okay. If you go here, it says heat ends in 2 hours. So now that I'm in the tourney, this tourney ends in 2 hours. So I want to get as high as possible. I am 15 right now in the tourney. So I'm in bracket. Okay. But I want to get all the way up here and try to get first place. So that is our goal, is to do really well in the tourney, basically. Because the better you do in the tourney, the better things you get. So, you know, like I said, these are pretty easy to get. You get credits, those crates, all that stuff. So obviously, but the better you do in the tourney, the better things you get. You're just playing Falling Order. How are you enjoying that? I'm just now when you do things, you want to claim your rewards, you guys. Claim them all. There's also a chat. Sometimes they'll post really good codes for you to get things. So sometimes I'll like go through. Everyone's gonna get Revoker except me. Oh no! Cybermech. I think I already did Cybermech, so it's not gonna do it. But if you want to do a code, you're gonna go to your little mailbox and promo codes, and then you're gonna enter the promo code. So like this one would be Cybermech in all caps, and usually will tell you if you got it or not. So I just got Vetrix for putting in Cybermech. So I'm gonna put that in the chat. If you do all caps, Cybermech, that is what you get. It is now open Cybermech. That's the code, and you can get a cool mech. And then make sure you claim your other rewards. You definitely want to do promo codes. Okay, if there's a promo code, use it. Always go through the chats and kind of see the code for the day or some code that you haven't done yet, because it'll help you out to get new things. So let's see what we got. I want to see what I got. Wait, is it this one? Hello. I don't think I got it. That one. It wasn't Redeemer. Anyway. Okay. You love it? Let's go. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, let's go back to the tourney. Let's try to get as high as possible. We're using Sandy Claws. Okay. Let's see.
3, 2, 1, go.
I have a feeling if I do that. Ah, okay. No! How's Mech going? It's going okay. I'm so impatient. I just keep clicking. Click, 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 click. Whee. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks. No, don't do that to me.
Well done.
Thanks. No, I'm frozen. Don't freeze me. Wow. Oh, I forgot it does that. Oh, wait, Ember. They have the Ember gun. Okay. I like seeing what other people have.
Three, two, one. You have
I keep on getting third place. I think I got second last time though, not third. My mech. Let's see, where did we go up to? We were 15 last time. Last place was 15th. Victory. We're in 11th now. Let's go. 420. Okay. Claim points. How are we doing? How are you guys doing today? Silly stream title. Adam wasn't alive on Christmas. Enjoy. You're doing good, Sel? That's awesome. I'm glad. It is pretty silly. I'm so close. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get back up again.
Three, two, one, go. Let's get things started.
They were very happy with me.
Noob identified.
No, you didn't. You didn't do that. That's not nice.
Well done.
Me. You will get a sentimental feeling when you feel. Oh, deck the halls with boughs of holly. This was the game you were telling us about yesterday. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Boom. I love it. It's like boom. Wee. Who's our next culprit? Who's the next person? Ugh. That was a good round. Oh yeah. What is that thingy? I'm frozen.
Three, two, one. You have won the match.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. First place with Santa Claus. What's up with that? GG's in the chat. W. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Jay. Let's go. Next. Guys, that's gonna help us get up. Look at that. We got back to 7. Yes. Okay. Whoa. Feel like it's Christmas. Guys, I love the Jonas Brothers movie. It brought me back to the olden days. The 90s. No, I'm just kidding. The 2000s? Was the Jonas Brothers like the 2000s? I'm a 90s baby though. Okie dokie. I don't know why I keep getting recommended things. We're so close to get this. I want this person. I want Surge. Guys. Guys, we hopped up from 11th place all the way to 6th with that first. Okay. We're coming for your place. Damon. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get ahead, you guys. Let's go. Tournament. Wiki says the Jonas Brothers band formed in 2005. I was right. I said the 2000s. Yay! That's exciting. Thank you for looking that up, Jai. Arkadarka. My Santa Claus and Killshot is overpowered.
3, 2, 1, go.
Whoop.
Let's get things
Whoop
started.
whoop. Whoop 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 whoop. Whoop whoop whoop. We rammed into each other. That's funny. That's so funny. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Ah! Your robot looks festive when it's not destroying all the other bots. Yeah. What happened? What is that? Some games you do good, other games you don't. Ah! This is definitely one of the games where you do good with the Christmas music lip syncing. Thanks. Why did I just randomly pick my mech?
3, 2, 1.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I do enjoy this one. Outside of the top 3! They got a spidery mechs. I don't even know what that's called. They're little spider mechs. Did I lose? So brightly everywhere. I'm still in 6th. I need another good game. You can also, you know, upgrade your mechs and like other things too. Like making them different skins and buying different skins and all that. I want for Christmas is you, baby. You, baby. And all I want for Christmas is you. Arctozolt. What's an arctozolt? I don't even know what that is. I want it just so I know what it is. Wow. Google says it's an electric ice type introduced in Generation 8. I don't even know what generation. I kind of just stopped. And I was like, yep. The only bad thing is the better you do in tourneys, the harder it gets. Boom. To me, it looks like a dragon that's put on half of a costume of a whale with legs. The head is tiny, but the lower half is big. What? That's interesting. Oh, I at least got second place. Woo! Second place! Whoop, whoop. Doesn't this kind of ish remind you of Halo? Like, just a little bit? Especially if you do the Clash Point. I should show you guys Clash Point after I do this tourney. But Clash Point is like basically the king of the hill. It's red versus blue. Yeah, right, so? Oh my goodness. After we do this, we're gonna open the thingy and try to get someone that I really want. I'm excited. We love free things. We okay, yeah. Guys, day 28, we get Tengu. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Special crates. Okay, guys. We want Surge. We want Surge. No! I was so close again! Ugh. Okay. Now, we're gonna try for the Revoker now. I don't want the blueprints, I want the actual weapon. One away! Guys, I'm always one away. Always. Oh, I thought I had one. Should we do this one or do that one? I think I like 10 more. This one. Yeah, this one has all the really cool ones. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we want to try for this one. So we're going to try to get 10. Sounds like the game is rigged a little bit if you're always one away. I mean, I got, I think this one I got from doing that. And my brother was like, how'd you get that? I'm like, cause I earned him. It was a really good pull. Okay. Now, we are in 4th place now. And we're trying to get up to 1st place. But we're only a novice bracket. I got the master last time, so. Andrew, thank you for the lurk! So once we get up to like 1st, then we're going to take a little break and play some Control Clash. And then we'll go back to the tourney if we go lower in bracket again. Because everyone's trying to get that 1st place, you guys. I'm probably going to be live until like 11:30ish and then get off. Because yesterday I stayed up too late. And then I woke up late today. And no, we're not doing that. So
3, 2, 1, go. Get out of my way. Incoming chronicle damage.
was he right behind me? I didn't even see him. No, you stopped my weapon. Sal, thank you for the lurk. Ja, thank you for the lurk. Oh my goodness, everyone's lurking. Run it. Ugh. Yes, I did. What kind of name is that username? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did it. I was the culprit. I was the one who did it. I did it. I'm the one who did it.
3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
At least I got third place. Yes. Yes. Yay. Okay. Next. Manuel. You're winding down for bed yourself? Ooh, that sounds nice. Winding down for bed. Bed is good. Bed is nice. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Andrew. GG's. Let's go. I'm still in 4th place. I gotta get above 3K now. These two people are on right now and just beat that person. I have a chance. Ooh. Let's go. No. No. I'm trying to save up so I can try to get those things though. So I won't update it. I won't do it. Okay. Let's see. Whee!
3,
2, 1.
go.
Yo.
Started. Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
Okay.
Noob identified.
Noob identified. What's that mean?
Incoming fire. Welder identified. Well done. Boom. Well done. Humiliation. Well done.
Ah, so many people!
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Well done. Boom. Well done.
So many people.
Incoming fire.
So many people.
Incoming fire. Rampage.
So many people.
Well done.
Rocking around the Christmas tree of a happy holidays.
Well done.
Little enchanting early in new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you feel voices singing, let's be jolly.
Incoming fire. Well done. Critical damage. Boom. 3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
Victory! Let's go. Victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. I don't like those numbers. Peace out, home scout. And I will worship you. Nice. Okie dokie. Let's see. Hold on. There's person on my friends list I'm very I promised I wouldn't let them know who they are, if that makes sense, like conversation wise. So I'm friends with them on here, so I am messaging them without to be respectful. Okay, let's go to how much do I have? 350 still and 30k. So we still need to get more. 1,500 for the next division as well, and we're still in. We're in 4. So our character. We got this. We can do this, fam. We can do this. Let's go, Jai. Hype. Hype in the chat. Hype in the chat. We got this. We got this.
3,
2, 1.
go. Get out of my way. Well done.
Dang.
Fire. Critical damage.
Oh no. I was about to zoom. I was about to do the zoomies.
Field identified.
I was about to zoomy.
Boom.
Zoomy. Zoomy. Hats. Okay, now I don't do really too well with these.
Incoming fire. Critical damage. Tracking target. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
Ah! Don't be mad at me. What did I do? I didn't do anything. What are you talking about?
Incoming fire. Critical damage. 3, 2, 1.
I should have just stayed alive.
You have won the match.
Oh yeah. Victory! I'm just gonna go right into it because I'm trying to get up like 900 points right now. So we're just gonna go right into the next one. Right into the next round. We got this. We can do this. We got this. Whoa. I
3,
want
2,
enough
1.
for Christmas.
Let's get this
There is
started.
just one thing I need, and I. What is this?
Incoming fire.
What is I couldn't do nothing. I don't like that they do something and then you can't do nothing. It's like, what in the world?
3, 2, 1. You have won the match.
Okay. Second place isn't too bad. 9 minutes? No. 5 minutes. 6 minutes left. I want to get as high as possible. I want Surge before we get off. An hour. I'm almost at this point. I'm almost at 3rd place. Let's try to get at least 3rd place before I get off. And I wanted to do this one more time. But I'd have to play a regular battle like that. So let's do that. We're gonna get up to 3rd place in brackets. And then we're gonna get enough to try one more time for both Surge and the other one. So that's my goal. Okay.
Three, two, one, go. Let's get things started.
Captive Israel.
Incoming fire. Noob identified. Incoming fire. Boom.
You got this! Yeah, we got this. We can do it. We can do it. We got it.
Noob identified. Boom. Well done.
I notice when I'm like really focusing on a game,
Well done. Incoming fire. Critical damage.
If I'm focusing on a game, I just get so quiet because I'm so focused. I'm like, gotta focus. But I actually do really well, especially in Fortnite, guys. If I am not reading the chat while I'm in a game of Fortnite, I do so much better. It's crazy the difference. What was that? I think they're mad at me because I was getting them all.
You have won the match.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. And W in the chat. W. Let's go. Win. Victory. Haha, 1 hour left. Haha. Haha. Oh yeah. I'm ruthless. Whatever that means. I'm ruthless. I'm ruthless. Boaz was ruthless until he found her. Hope you enjoyed that, Jai. That was just for you. Get it? Because he was ruthless. I forgot you could do claim all rewards. You enjoyed that thoroughly? Yeah. Yee. Dark digital desert skin. Eh. No, go back! Go back! Go back more! Go back 2 times! Please keep telling me all the Bible pun jokes you want until it's time for bed. I'm still here just focusing on the game. I feel that. We do love to focus on games. Okay, I really want this, but I don't know how to get 350. I want this one. Why is this one only 1 cent? Or one whatever. Where's the new one I had? Is it no? Didn't I get a new one? Or is it not this one? Maybe it's a different one I got. Which one did I get that's new? It's definitely not slingshot. Aries? Was it Aries that I got? It was... What's this one? Okay, not too bad. I kind of like the white one. I think I'm gonna keep the white one. Okay. Oh, I should be in third place for a while. All these people are offline. He might try, but I think I'm good. So we're gonna do a control point clash so I can show you guys what it is. This is the one I was talking about where it's like basically king of the hill. You're attacking people and you're trying to keep the as many areas of the hill. There's like different areas. See, red versus blue.
Three, two, one, go. Get out of my way.
Team capture failed.
Incoming fire. Well done. Beacon captured. Incoming fire. Critical damage. Well done.
Are you related to Santa Claus? No. But my name is named after North Pole and Santa Claus. For some reason. When I was little, I was like, oh. Actually, let's go this way.
Incoming fire.
I don't know what that thing was. That's actually cool that you picked a username when you were little and you stuck with it all this time. I know, right? I swear I had another username when I was younger. When I was playing Club Penguin before my mom gave me my email address as that. I swear I had another username. I just don't remember what it was.
You have 2 minutes remaining. Noob identified. Reloading. Cover me. Incoming fire. Incoming fire. Well done. Incoming fire.
I really wish I remembered what it was.
There is 1 minute left.
Come on, we got 32 seconds. You guys got this.
30 seconds remaining.
Oh no, they're getting up higher points. Oh no! You guys got this. Go, go, get more, get more. Go, go, go. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, they're beating us. You got 13 seconds to claim that. Go, 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 go. We lost. We were literally 1 point away from winning. Hello. I got second. Not too bad. Anyway, that's basically King of the Hill. Basically. I have an hour left to get that. I want to get more of these, but I don't want to buy any. Usually sometimes they'll have like a thing where you can buy with one of these things, and they don't have it. Or like crates, sometimes crates will have good deals. But they don't right now. Okay. Christmas shadows. You were here. You had last year. Lights on the tree. Were there with me. Please, please. And deck the halls of my Christmas shadows. And last year, it was away. Okay, I think I have someone we're gonna raid. They're playing Marvel Rivals. I need to go look on here and see if there's actually any people that play this game on Twitch. But here are the raid messages. We're gonna go ahead and go say hello to my friend. Okay. There we go. Invalid username. No, it's not invalid. What are you talking about? Invalid username. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and raid out. I will see you guys over there. Thank you guys so much for showing up, showing out, and I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.